Hi, Alex.
Hello.
Hello,
Uh,
hello.
Welcome everybody to the party here today. Yay, you already start dancing, Gina.
You said it was a party, so I'm ready.
We are ready to party. And even more than only party.
Really? There's more?
Could be. The party could be about how does coaching feel? How does coactive coaching feel?
What is
And
coaching even?
even that, to ask that question.
Oh,
And we are super happy that you're here. And we know there are a lot of people, it doesn't fit on the screen here, but we are super excited that you're here with us. And yeah, we are looking forward to spending this hour with you.
we are. Go ahead and let's do the commonly asked Zoom question. Drop into chat where you are zooming in from. We like to get a sense of the coactive stretch on this call because the beautiful thing about these online forums is we tend to cast a wide net. We
Yeah.
have London, we have New Jersey, we have Singapore, Princeton, Seattle.
We have Amsterdam.
Woohoo!
And there is San Diego and Oxfordshire in the UK. And
Hello,
more from the
Boston.
UK.
Hello,
And we have
Oaxaca, Mexico.
Mexico. And we have Japan. Look at how widely spread everybody is. And we have Valerie from Paris here around the corner for me.
We have Basel, Switzerland, Dubai, we have Indiana, and we have Bangalore, India. So one of the benefits of a coactive coaching course is that we have a global community. So you will get to meet and learn alongside people from all over the world, particularly if you are choosing an online course. We have online and in-person options.
And what you see here on the screen from Japan to Mexico, all over Europe, Middle East, Asia, it's amazing. This is the community that Coactive holds. We are worldwide spread, and it's amazing to see what friends you will make along the Coactive journey.
The alumni community is strong.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And now that we know where everybody is, then we can start sending them postcards, right? Um, let's briefly introduce ourselves, Gina.
Don't put your mailing address in chat, though. We'll stop short of asking you to do that. I missed your
Gina,
question. What'd you say, Alex?
introduce yourself briefly. Where are you from, and how did Collective find you?
It did find me. So hello everyone, I'm Gina Restani. I am based in San Francisco, California, my hometown. Um, I've been a coach for 10 years. My clients nowadays are executives, leaders, entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, including folks who are in the CTI certification program. Um, I love partnering with people who are reimagining their relationship with work.
Hmm.
Before I started doing this work, like I said, I worked in tech, and it was at the very tail end of that career where I was wildly burnt out and quite frankly unsure about what was next for me, that I found myself in a fundamentals classroom in San Rafael, California. I didn't know what coaching was. I definitely didn't think I would like become a coach, let alone start my own business in coaching, co-found two other businesses. But I'm so glad I followed that little inkling back then that coaching might have something to do with my next move. Because once I took these courses, it changed the trajectory of not just my career, but my life.
Hmm.
How about you,
Beautiful.
Alex?
Well, my name is Alex. I am Dutch originally, yet I'm living in a tiny little village somewhere in the middle of nowhere in the south of France. So we have Paris on the call. Hi, Paris. And hi, everybody from here, where it is usually nice and quiet. And coaching found me. It happened that way as well. In 2007, I have a background in HR and management science. My projects came to an end, and my then manager suggested maybe coaching is something for you. And I remember the first evening after the first afternoon of course, back then, in-person class, I called my wife and said, I don't know what's happening here, but this is what I want. And off I went,
Yeah.
and I'm working as a CTI faculty member. You can find me from the very beginning, from the fundamentals class up until the final oral exam if you go for the certification program. So I am teaching, coaching a lot, and of course I have my own coaching practice where I coach coaches, I coach people in C-suite, and also just people who are curious about what is next for me in life. And
Yeah.
I love it when they come to coach and say, I want to reinvent my life. And let's go and explore.
So we want to
So,
know, we imagine that you are here because you're curious about what's next for me in relationship to coaching and is coactive the right thing for me? And
mm,
we are here, we're going to do our best to help you get clarity on that decision point. So one more question, we'd love to hear from you in chat, and then we'll kind of talk through what to expect for the next hour. Um, Go ahead and check in with yourself and then drop into chat what you're wondering about in terms of coactive and coaching. Like, what would need to happen in the next hour to help you get clear on whether or not this is a space for you?
yeah.
And go ahead and drop that into chat. What would
And
you
we're
like?
not looking for any specific answer, anything that comes up for you, just and that you feel free to share. Just drop it here.
Yeah.
Techniques versus other coaching approaches.
Witnessing,
Witnessing.
we'll read these out loud. Witnessing the coactive coaching approach compared with other styles.
Mhm.
There's curiosity about program certification. There's curiosity about what different types of coaching are there and how do I find out which is the best coaching approach for me. Yeah. Francesca's offering understanding the peculiarity of coactive. I love this one. It is a bit peculiar.
Yeah. And we all say that we love it.
Mhm. Learning about
uh,
coaching techniques and seeing coaching in action. Yeah. So we'll do our best to get to all of these things. Um, why don't we walk through what to expect for the next hour?
yeah. And one of the things also by giving example is to give you a feel for what is coaching and maybe also what it isn't.
Hmm,
And of the best way to explain what coaching is to experience it, to show it, uh, to do a demo of how it can look like and feel like. And for that, we will use a very specific coaching tool.
that's right. We will be doing a live demo. Alex will be doing a demo today, and we have a volunteer client who Alex will be working with. And then after that demo, we'll do a little debrief to pull out some of what you witnessed and what the skills Alex was using as a coach to sort of underline what he was demonstrating in terms of the coactive skill set.
Yeah.
and then we'll have a Q&A to answer all of your questions. I do want to just say something right off the bat because I'm seeing in chat that there are folks on this call who are certified in other coaching modalities. Fantastic. One of my favorite things about being a coach is I consider coaching to be a craft. And so, it's not uncommon when you kind of get bit by the coaching mosquito, you end up pursuing different different trainings throughout your career. So if that's you, welcome to Coactive. I also wanted to clarify that there are people on this call who are curious about, what it takes to have a coaching business and a coaching practice. And I just like to be real upfront that, at CTI in our courses, we're training you to be a coactive coach. It's not a how to run your business. And so I always like to encourage people, if you're considering starting a coaching practice of your own, know that that's an additional avenue that you'll want to invest in learning about how to have a business and grow a business, and also the craft of your coaching. They're both two things that you'll need to learn about.
Yeah. And since there is no such thing as one size fits all, this is a great topic to explore with a mentor, coach who has experienced it themselves and can like work with you to find your personal way forward. And that is something that we will not cover in this call.
Yes. Designing our alliance. This is a term we use in Coactive. It's actually a skill, and it's all about how we're going to be in relationship together for the course of this call. So Alex and I are co-leading, and nothing in this webinar is scripted.
And that means that sometimes we will talk over each other, or, there is a silence between us. As you said, nothing is scripted. We try to simply create from what is happening right here, right now, which, by the way, is also part of how coaching looks like. It's not scripted. It's a dance.
That's right. We're going to do our best to model, give you a taste of what a CTI classroom experience is like. You will encounter two instructors at the front of every CTI classroom. So over the course of your entire training, you get to witness, 10, 12, a dozen different coactive coaches. We're teaching you the same skills, but each person has their own unique expression of those skills. It's really meant to be personalized. So I think that's one of the benefits of our program.
One of the many. And a key thing in coaching is confidentiality. And here is something interesting, of course. There will be a coaching demo in this call, and with, I don't know how many, more than 60 people watching, and this being recorded, this is not going to be confidential. And that's been agreed with the person who's going to be coached by me. But in general, in our programs, wherever you are in the coactive coaching journey, confidentiality is one of the high and important standards that we live up to.
Okay. Oh, and then our volunteer client is bringing a real topic for the coaching session. So something to know, Alex has not met the client that he'll be working with today. So we are starting fresh. There's nothing you're missing. And it's not a role play here. It's like an actual real coaching demonstration on an actual real topic that our client is experiencing.
Yep. Which I'm looking forward to.
Me too.
What is coaching? And then you have a wonderful definition that we borrowed from the International Coach Federation, that overarching organization that is also accrediting our programs and us individually. It's super important to have an organization like that. And it's a global organization representing coactive coaches and also everybody else who takes this profession so seriously that they want to join that worldwide, this global organization, the ICF, International Coaching Federation.
That's right. So, just to get a definition out loud, coaching is partnering with individuals in a thought-provoking, creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential. As beautiful and accurate as this definition is, I'm always curious about how coaches describe coaching. What is coaching, Alex? What do you think?
Oh, I love that question. Coaching is for me going on a scavenger hunt with the client to explore new terrain.
Oh, beautiful. What I love about that definition, Alex, is, what you'll notice in the demo is we ask a lot of open-ended questions. So our
Mm.
questions, coaching questions are less about information gathering, what's needed and checking boxes. It's more about what are the questions we can ask to help the client discover new information about whatever their topic is.
And the cool thing about it is we strongly believe that the answer to their question already lives inside of them. Maybe there is some dust on it. Maybe it's hiding behind the door. But our job as coaches is to dust it off or to invite our clients to look for what's behind the door. What's the surprise that is waiting for you? And what do you want to discover there? What do you want to create from there? And this is where we can also create a link. It's a thought-provoking creative process. It's not scripted. And it inspires them to live their life to the fullest and to strive for that vibe that we call resonance, that where they feel more than only joy and happiness. They're in a flow of authentic truth.
That's so beautiful, Alex. And just to give you a taste of what that means, our style, our teaching style is experiential. Like as much as we can talk about these things and try to language these things, we will consistently give you an experience of these things because that's really how you get to know. It's how you get to know the coaching skills and how to integrate them, and it's how your clients get to know what their resonance is, what moves them, what excites them, what has them feel alive. So Alex mentioned the word resonance. So right now, just call to mind one thing. Let's go back to the previous slide. We'll get to the wheel of life in just a second. Call to mind, this is for everyone on the call, just one thing in your world that fulfills you.
Something that brings a smile to your heart.
And you don't have to share it in chat. This is just for you, but just call to mind whatever that is. It might be a person or an experience.
Hmm.
The thing that fulfills me is my first sip of coffee every day.
One thing that fulfills me is to reflect back on the beautiful wedding last Friday of my son and his now wife. My heart is still.
Yeah. So what you're likely experiencing, the word we use for that is resonance and fulfillment. Coaching is about helping our clients experience more of that in their lives, in all different areas of their lives.
And that frequently takes courageous choices where they're really honest to who they are at their core, where it's not listening to what the rest of the world is telling them how to behave or what to do, what not to do, how to speak or not to speak, how to dress, how to walk, how to talk. No, it is about claiming your authentic truth and bring that more and more to expression. And we believe that when you give yourself that permission, you will experience more and more resonance. Doesn't mean it's always easy, and that you're always smile, smile, smile. No, but you know that you are true to who you are at your core.
Yeah. We are reshaping ourselves back to our natural state of aliveness. And let's show you one tool that we use to support that work.
Yay. I love this tool. It is old, it belongs to everybody and nobody. And once upon a time, somebody invented it, and many coaches all over the world are using this. And after all these years, almost 2 decades in the profession, I'm still in love with this tool. It's simple and so powerful.
Yeah, I'm with Alex. I still use this tool, particularly at the beginning of a coaching relationship, because it's such an effective way to get a snapshot for the client to have a snapshot into their where they are now, current status. And then, of course, for the coach to understand, what their current status is. So how do we use this, Alex?
Well, maybe a little bit more explanation of the tool. What you see is 8 different wedges, and we say more or less these 8 wedges, they represent all elements of life that in general you could say, of course, there are exceptions, but in general we say this is what matters to people to have in life. And it's not about how much you have about this in life. It's not how many friends do you have or how much money you have or make. It is about how satisfied are you with what is. I know people who have millions in the bank and they're still like, oh, more, more, more. It's not enough. I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied with what is. And then I know people with very little, with just a couple of dollars in their pocket, and their heart is at peace and they are satisfied with what they have, what is. It's very subjective.
Yeah, and same thing for the significant other romance lens. Oh, and just to give you a quick, so the 1 is low satisfaction at the very center of the circle, and the 10 at the border outside rim of the circle, that's high satisfaction. And as Alex was saying, the significant other romance wedge is another place. It's not the presence of a significant other or partner. Someone could be single and at a 9, wildly happy with the status of their life. So why? Why would we need to know this information?
Great question. What we want for our clients is that they get a feel for, as if they are taking their own pulse. Where am I at this point in life? And where do I already experience high satisfaction? And what are areas that I may want to focus on to increase the level of satisfaction? And there's no rule that if you look at this example that, oh, in this case, you need to work on health because that's where your lowest score is. That's not how it works. It's an invitation to the client when they see their wheel of life. What is it you would like to focus on? And there is a little bonus hidden in this tool.
What's the bonus?
The bonus is if you touch one of the wedges, because look at the center, they are all meeting each other. So if you start working on one of the wedges, they will, in general, positively impact the other wedges as well, because you become more aware about what you want and you are more conscious in the choices that you're making. And don't be surprised if that has a satisfaction increasing impact. That's a new terminology. I just made it up on your overall well-being.
Yes.
Bonus.
And there's something, I don't know about y'all, but for me, my life is so full, it can be hard to know, like as a client, if I'm getting coached, like where to start. It's like I know there's a lot that I want to do. I know that there's a lot of spaces I would like to feel different about or experience more satisfaction, but where do I start? And the beauty of recognizing that two things are true at the same time, all of these wedges are connected, and there is value in looking at them independently of the other, simply for the purpose of giving me something to focus on.
Yeah.
So I know at least where to start, and I can start to recognize, I'm seeing a shift there as I'm going through my coaching engagement. So it creates some focus. So
So
you
how
can
about
consider,
actually
oh yeah, go ahead, Alex.
how about actually playing with this tool? Or is there something else that you feel like doing before we go to the actual coaching?
I think that what you suggest is the right thing.
Beautiful. Um, One of the things that you will see in the courses is that the co-leaders constantly design certain things with each other because it's a dance and we want to be on one page also energetically, but also from a practical perspective as much as we can. And one of the things that I always ask from my co-leader, are you willing to give me like 10-minute signal so that I know if I'm not working towards wrapping it up, but it's time to start wrapping things up.
Yes. Do you want me to come on screen or is audio good?
Audio is good if you just say 10. I will
10?
not take it as your level of satisfaction about my coaching. I'll just assume this is the number of minutes that I've been coaching.
You got it.
Perfect.
Okay. I see a question from Nicole that I'll address real quick. Nicole asks, how do we use this wheel with clients? Do we ask them to self-evaluate or do an assessment as a coach? It is a self-evaluation. In Coactive, we hold that the clients are the experts on their lives and worlds, and we as the coaches are experts in coaching. So constantly we're empowering the client to access their own answers. So it is a self-evaluation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna hop off screen.
And then I hope to be Lynn. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Lynn.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Lin. Hi. Um, do I just cut my camera? I don't want to hit the leave webinar button.
Well, what you did was
That
fine
worked?
because yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
amazing.
Okay,
And then now I have Lynn small. Let's see what I can do. Um, I'll just spotlight you. Yay! Hi, Lynn. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
How are you today?
Um, Very tired to be honest. I actually took a sick day off from my work.
Oh, wow. And thank you for being here regardless. Is there anything that you need? You know, you're tired, you do not feel fit. Is there anything that you need to make the coming 10, max 15 minutes your special time?
Mm, Nothing special. I think just authentic conversation.
Yeah. And my invitation is if there is something too much or too little for you during the coaching, will you address it so that we can adjust things on the go where needed?
Yeah, if I feel not comfortable, I will definitely let you know.
Perfect. Beautiful. You've been given the wheel of life as the tool. Do you have a chance to do the self-evaluation already?
Yeah.
And I have a blank version here, but just a blank version of what you have. Maybe if you feel like you can quickly share the 1 to 10 scores that you gave yourself. So to have a feeling for how your wheel looks like. Family and friends, how did you score that?
I scored at 10. 9.
At a 9.
Yeah.
And significant other romance.
5.
And fun and recreation.
6.
And health.
10.
Also today?
Not for exactly today, but overall, I'm very, very grateful of my health
Beautiful.
condition. Yeah.
And money.
8.
8. Personal growth.
7.
And physical environment.
8.
And last but not least, career.
3. 3.
A 3. All right. I saw a little message, Lin, just practical, that I should not pin you for one reason or the other. I'll just, I'm not sure if you're already unpinned or not.
I think so.
All right, cool. Somebody else did it for us then. Wonderful. Sorry about that. Well, this is how the wheel looks like when I quickly colored it in. Lillian, imagine if this would be an actual wheel under a bicycle or under a car or whatever, how would the ride feel like?
Pretty bumpy.
A bumpy experience, right?
Yes.
And what we want for you is to soften the ride, and that in general you're more satisfied about everything in life. If we would have a lot of time, we could look into everything. Is there a specific wedge so that you can focus on one part that is making you curious to focus our coaching on today?
Yeah, I want to dig a little bit deeper in my career side because that's just like really burning part in my heart right now.
A burning part in your heart, even.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these are strong words. If you can be with that for a second, it is burning in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you notice when you feel into that burning in your heart?
I think my heart is pounding really strongly and it's heavy. I feel like it has a lot of things want to say, but it couldn't. Just like there is no way. Yeah.
What comes up as a metaphor, I don't know how that resonates for you, but as if your heart is on mute.
Yeah. It's unmute by like other parts or like some force that I cannot control. Yes, I agree. Yeah.
And I know time is short, but if you had a magic wand, what would you like to be different or feel different at the end of our coaching?
I want my heart's energy start to flow. It doesn't feel like it's accumulating something like they're stuck. I want it feels a little bit fluid, that there is a way to smoothly, I don't know, like the energy can transit smoothly. Yeah. For my heart. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, it makes perfect sense to you, and it sounds deep. You are deep, you're profound. You want the energy of your heart to flow freely again.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a poem almost. Beautiful. You are already beautifully connected to the wisdom of your heart. I also want to connect to the wisdom of your body and to see if actual physical movement would inform your heart about what the flow looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to design with you if it's okay to move a little bit over the screen. Is that okay for you, just to use the size of the screen?
Mm-hmm.
If where you are now, just where you are now, if that represents the 3, Now your level of satisfaction is a 3.
Mm-hmm.
What's in the 3? What is your body telling you about 3?
Drowning and limited and intense.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Heavy, limited, intense. And it feels you know this place very well.
What does that exactly mean? I know this place very well.
That you know this heaviness, this level 3 energy that you are very familiar with, this feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I totally understand you want to move towards 10 or so, but I'm gonna do something really silly. If this is 3 and 1 is over there, let's
Mm-hmm.
briefly explore how it is at 1. Can you go to the side of the screen where 1 is for you? Level satisfaction 1.
All right.
Feel into it for a moment. What's there?
Dad. Nothing.
That is nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Not living.
Not living. And that's not the person that you are.
Mm-mm.
You have a desire to live.
Mm-hmm.
I invite you to move to that part of the screen where you would like to be, and I'll follow. Nicely to the other side.
Mm.
Look around. I saw you looking up. What is here? Look around. Feel into it.
Light. Fresh air. And some bird sound.
Mm.
Mm. A lot of freedom and space to create a lot of beautiful things and feelings.
No.
And yeah, also community that like those great things are be shared, like not only just me anymore.
You're generous. You want to share from your wealth with the community. It's not just for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious, Linlin, your head is like almost embraced by blossom. It's held by the blossom behind you on the screen. What's the blossom at this place?
It's the blossom.
That's 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Okay. The blossom are just, I don't know, maybe happy moments and the joy that I bring to other people's life. I help them solve the problems and they just smiled at me. And for me, that's just like a flower pop, like in my heart. I always
Flower.
like that.
Wow. I know we are running out of time, but I just want to steal a little moment to feel into your heart, and whilst you're surrounded by the blossom and you're so generously spreading joy and lightness. Mm. I'm getting goosebumps. What's happening for you, Lin?
I don't know. I just feel like there is a cartoon movie in my mind that the scene was bright and just colorful, and yeah, just a cherry tree with a lot of buds. They just pop, 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 and a lot of smiling face in the flowers too. And
Wow.
yeah, that
Is
feels
there a
really
song to
nice.
it?
Hmm?
Is there a song to it?
A
Or
song?
music? Movement?
Mm, I don't know the sound, but it's just like very light, happy, cheerful, maybe piano. Like you are dancing, yes, and with some bird sounds, yes. I like
Beautiful.
nature.
Beautiful. Piano, light music, bird song. We have to start wrapping it up. I'm bummer. I would love to work another hour with you, but we don't have the time. Lin, what have you learned so far about your career and moving to a higher level of satisfaction in just the 30 minutes that we had?
Mm, I think one is that I I can or I have better idea where I want to go because in the past I was really confused and stuck. I was just really in that kind of mode, like depressing and just like stuck. But like right now, I feel like, okay, the place I want to go actually very beautiful and a very wonderful place. And um, I feel excited to moving forward to go towards to that place because in the past I just feel like so tired to move any steps and I don't know wherever to go. I think that's one just give me a kind of um, beautiful, bright future that I look forward and is excited to move forward. Second is that I realize like how important like for me to be happy that with other people's like engagement and involvement. Like I always self-criticize myself as a group pleaser. But I think that's just like very core part of my value that make other people happy, truly make myself happy too. And that's
Yeah.
just the way I am. And I want to, I don't know, I just want to embrace it more and make myself to that place. Yeah.
Lin, to wrap this coaching up, I don't know if you could see it, but the impact that you want to have from this place, the tender blossom, is already happening. There are messages in the chat that says, tell her how beautiful her open heart, how her vulnerability is. You are right here, right now, already inspiring people to go to their own blossom because you allow yourself to be with yours. I have a request for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, will you, the coming 3 days, listen to the music of choice, maybe the piano and the bird song,
Mm-hmm.
and journal about what is it to blossom in my career?
Mm-hmm.
Does that land for you?
What is to blossom in my career? Like to do actionable items I can do, or just describe?
Describe how it feels and maybe what you could do, but let the pen give you the answers.
Okay. Okay.
Any accountability around this that would serve you? As in that you want to share your insights with anyone?
Um, I don't know. It's tough, but maybe I can post in my personal social media that just as a reflection, like every day. Um, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lin. I'm going to be punished for coaching too long, but I gladly take this punishment, but we have to wrap it up. Lin,
Thank you.
You are so inspirational. Thank you. Keep blossoming. You deserve
Thank
it.
you. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Lin.
Gina
Please.
promised to not be angry with me that I took a couple of more minutes.
Never, never. It was captivating and electric. Those would be the words that I would use to describe it. So I don't know how if other folks felt on the call, but did not want it to end. A juicy
Yeah.
coaching session feels that way. We have the best job. So Lin, thank you again for your generosity and courageousness. Please do check out chat. There's a bunch of love and acknowledgement coming at you, and encouragement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, take it in, Lynn. Lynn, it is for you.
And now we're gonna do this a little bit awkward thing that always happens at the end of through the course when you take the coactive courses, you'll see demos throughout. We are frequently modeling what the skills that we're teaching you. And so now is the time where we close the coaching conversation, and we're really going to focus this part of the debrief on what Alex was doing as the coach. Anything you noticed about, let me ask it in the form of a question. What stood out to you about what Alex did as a coach in that session? And go
skills
ahead.
that you saw in action.
Yeah.
And please share it in the is that the Q&A, right?
Yeah, for now we'll use the chat and then we'll go to Q&A when we do Q&A.
Okay.
Great noticing. I'm seeing mirroring, embodiment, reflecting back meaningful words. Absolutely. You know, this coaching session was so rich in two coactive coaching skills. One, embodiment. There was so much language and access points around what the client was wanting by way of the body, which is not uncommon. It was also so rich in metaphor. My goodness, there were metaphors all over the place around the heart and the trees and the birds. Remember that we're asking the questions we're asking our clients is to help them access new information about their topic. And I mean, there was so much imagination and creativity that unfolded in the way that Alex and Lin were working together.
And here is something that Maria mentioned, not focusing on the topic, but to just go for the exploration. And there's one thing that we try as coaches is to not focus on the topic or on the problem even. What can we do to get you from a 3 to a 6 to a 9 to a 12? We trust that if we work with everything that person is and has, their resources, they will find their way forward.
Mm-hmm.
And the action will come from there.
Yeah.
Gina, you were saying.
Well, one thing you'll notice about coactive, someone mentioned the peculiarity of this coactive stuff. You know, I love that word to describe it. Coactive coaching sessions are quite fluid, and there is a science to it. It's a science and an art. So let me break down the coaching steps that Alex walked through to give you a sense of, you know, as fluid and creative as that conversation was, there was actually a form a series of steps that Alex followed, and I'm going to outline them very simply for you. So step one was he got a snapshot of the wheel of life. Where are you now? Step two is you'll notice the client picked the topic. She picked the wedge of a career that she wanted to focus on. Okay. She identified the current number. They explored that just a little bit. And then they went to, okay, well, what number do you want to be at? What's the ideal number? Remember, and Alex very brilliantly used the body to access that. He said, move to the place on your screen where you would like to be. And then in the majority of the session was spent unfolding what that number looked like, where she would like to be, what was happening, what's the music playing. And then to wrap it up, in other words, what's the dream? Okay, so 80% of the coaching session is spent unfolding what the client is wanting. And then very skillfully, Alex, in that last bit of the session, tied it back to the topic. Okay, so based on everything you've just discovered, what does this tell you about the topic of your career? And importantly, what's a step that will move you forward?
To the end of a coaching session, we want our clients to take something away that they can experiment with in their own day-to-day life. We believe that most of the coaching actually happens in between the sessions. During the coaching session, we give the ball a little push so that it starts rolling. And the snowball effect is created in the days, hours, weeks after the coaching session, because we believe in the ripple effect of the coaching session.
That's right. Our shorthand for this is during the sessions, we are deep coaching conversations, we're deepening the learning. And in between the sessions, the client is forwarding the action. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So we'd love to spend these last 10 minutes together. We know you have a bunch of questions. We'd love to get to as many as we can in these 10 minutes. So why don't we shift to the Q&A portion of this webinar? And I see you, Linlin. Linlin says, thank you so much for everyone's kind words, and Alex for a wonderful mini coaching session. Yeah.
And there was a question about going back to one.
Oh, in this session, Alex also took her back to one. What was the idea behind that? Alex, over to you.
My learning for my client is that they get a feel for not only where they are, but also for if we would even take that away, what's the price? So how is it when there is even less satisfaction? Because 3 is not 0. There is something in the 3. And when you briefly take a client to the 1 and let them experience how it is in the 1, then I hope that the longing and the drive to move towards 8, 9, 10, whatever, the higher score becomes even more almost automatic. But I don't want to be here. No way. I'm not that kind of Lin. I am not going to spend my time in 1, not in 3. I want to go here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a physical experience of what is, what they really don't want, and what they're longing for.
That's right, because Linlin, even though Linlin may have this happens, sorry, let me generalize it since we closed the coaching conversation. Usually our clients are coming to coaching because they're not quite sure about next steps. There's some uncertainty. And the value of using the body and the value of no, not that is huge. Because in absence of knowing exactly what is next, like if that's not clear, one place to look is, what is it not? So when Alex goes to the 1, there's a revisiting of, oh, it's not that. And usually clients will know, like, this is not it. Oh, that's a knowing. No, not that is a knowing. So we're really orienting the client around what they already know and then discovering more about what's possible and what they're really wanting, all in service of propelling them forward.
And we believe that knowing is not just an intellectual experience. It was so beautiful to see that the coaching started with wisdom from the heart.
Yes.
It wasn't an intellectual.
You'll notice the client brought that.
Exactly.
Right here. This happens often. So sometimes we'll hear in, fundamentals courses, metaphor, I'm not good at that, or the embodiment stuff, I don't know about that. We speak in metaphor way more often and do things with our bodies way more often than we even realize. Yeah. So in coaching, we're just bringing more intentionality to that, at least in the coactive model.
Yeah. So we work with everything the person has and is.
Okay, so I'm going to take a couple Q&A questions here. Let's see, how would you approach a more specific coaching need? As an example, say someone is hoping to evolve their presentation skills to be more engaging.
One of the things that comes up immediately when I hear that question is, what's the impact that you want to create with a presentation? How do you want to be? How do you want to show up whilst on stage and presenting what you have to share with your audience? What maybe values do you clearly want to like put into how you are with the audience, with the people who are listening to you? And I believe there is a funny saying that there is no such thing as not having an impact. Well, presentation, that's when you talk impact. So if there is no such thing as not having an impact, let's be conscious about the impact that you want to create. And again, let's take a step back before we go, this is why you need to do a presentation. Let's take a step back. How do you want to be? What do you want to honor when you are on stage and giving a presentation? From there, I believe the pieces of the puzzle will fall into place. It's not our job to create the most engaging PowerPoint presentation or whatever. It's our job to partner up with our clients for a thought-provoking and creative process so that they optimize their personal and professional potential. That's what we're looking at.
And in Proactive, we're addressing both what this client wants to do, in other words, the action steps. Also, importantly, who the client would like to be. Because, nailing a presentation is great. That's one thing I would like to do. And what will it feel like? What do you want your impact to be? What are the values you want to honor? It's a way of infusing the action with more intention. And the more intentional we are about what we want, the better we can align our actions to whatever that is, the more we will experience fulfillment. So it's not just, Coactive is not an exercise in box checking. Because I don't know about you, but I can get to the end of the day of checking all the boxes off and still have this experience of, what did I accomplish today? Because we're not often in the habit of tuning into, who do I want to be? What will this give me? What is a blossoming flower? What does that have to do with my career? We're really entering a dream and imagination realm, so that to make, the day-to-day sort of normal stuff more alive, more fulfilling, more in tune, more of an expression of us. How does Coactive coaching prepare you for ICF? Very simply, if you go on to take the certification program, you will not only meet all the ICF requirements to become an accredited coach, you will surpass it.
And there is only one practical exam that you need to take at the end, but because you went through such a rich program, you are ready to answer any question about coaching at that point in time.
Right.
So it sets you up for success, and depending on the coaching hours, it will either give you the first or the second level of accreditation. Final question, Gina. Gina, you get to choose.
What are the different types of coaching? Career, life, business? How do I pick one?
There's something funny about the coactive model. We don't have to pick a specific thing because we are not focusing on a topic or a specific field. We work with the client, with the whole person that is called the client. We're not experts in a certain field. That would make us a consultant. So my personal Alex answer is choose the people that you love working with and trust that they will bring topics that are meaningful to them.
That's a great answer. I would just add, the too niche or not too niche is a question that often gets posed in coaching courses. And some people know, they're like, I want to work with women at the in the messy middle stages of their career. Fabulous, go work with them. Some people are like, I just want to help people. That's where I started. And that's actually enough. And as you continue your practice, you begin to see like, ooh, I'm really enjoying working with these kinds of people. Oh, it's moving over here. So, it shifts over time. What I want you to know is wherever you start is workable, and what you learn in coactive is applicable in all the different areas: career, executive, lifestyle, all of those places you will be ready to coach coming out of coactive. And with that, I think the time is now complete. We want to thank you all for being here. We hope to see you in coactive classrooms. Have a beautiful day, y'all.
Thank you. Be well. Stay safe.